What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of the Streamline Podcast. In this video, we're going to be talking about my top 10 picks for the best films of 2022. Now, I haven't seen all of the movies. I'll go ahead and straight off saying it off the bat. I have not seen Top Gun Maverick. I have not seen Avatar Way of Water. There's a whole bunch of movies that I didn't miss this year. So this is just my personal top 10 that I've actually seen. And so again, I have to always apologize, guys. I haven't been uploading videos the way I should, but I'm developing the card game and working on the book. So there's a lot of other things that I got going on. But without further ado, before we get into this, be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, and that notification button to get the best of what we got going on this channel. 2023, we're going to try to be more consistent, especially we're doing at least one video per week. But having said that, let's go ahead and get into our top 10 picks of 2022. Now, coming in at number 10 is Miss Harris Goes to Paris. When I watched this film, I just was very enthralled with it. It's a very good looking film. The story, it's fun, it's lighthearted. It does have its moments where there is an emotional emotional heartache, but all in all, it's just a great film. It's a really good feel-good film. Leslie Manville, who ends up playing the main character, Mrs. Harris, is just beautiful in her performance. I really enjoyed her as the character. I thought she did a really good job. Now, I think this is based on a book, and this movie has me interested in wanting to read the book. So they did a really good job with the film. I thought it was a good film. I thought it ended on a really good note. It's just awesome all the way around. Coming in at number 9, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Now, I hadn't seen the first Sonic the Hedgehog by the time this film came out, so I went back, watched the first Sonic the Hedgehog, came back and watched the second Sonic the Hedgehog, and I really enjoyed this film. There is a reason why the Sonic the Hedgehog films are possibly the best in terms of quality when it comes to video game films. I did like the addition of Tails and Knuckles. I thought the story was pretty good. They had a lot of really cool action sequences, especially the fights. I like the visual effects. Even got to give it to Jim Carrey. He does a fantastic job as Dr. Eggman while being true to himself as an actor and also giving quite of a silly spin on the character, but keeping the character somewhat true to his roots. I really enjoyed this sequel, and I'm interested to see where they're going to go with a third one. Coming in at number 8 is Nope. Now, Jordan Peele is someone I really didn't get into his comedy sketches. I really don't like his comedy, but as a director, I think he does a fantastic job. I did watch Get Out. I thought Get Out was a pretty good film. I hadn't seen Us, and then when Nope came out, I was like, I'm not sure if I want to watch this, but I had to give it to him. It was a very interesting story. It had a really interesting twist to it. I did like the performances. I thought the characters were pretty interesting, and there was a lot of symbolism behind the film, which I thought was well written, which was a bit thought provoking. After I watched the film, I didn't really know what to think about it, but doing a little bit of research on how characters' interactions were, why they acted the way they did, and how their actions contributed to the story and what the story does to the characters. I thought it was a really good film. After I'm like, man, this is, because like I said, I thought the film was pretty good, but to get that understanding, I was like, this is even a better film. Plus, I got to give it to Keke Palmer. She totally killed the film. Coming in at number 7, we have Enola Holmes 2. I was a really big fan of the first film. And there was a lot of questions that I wanted to be answered. So when they announced that there was going to be a sequel, I was like, cool, I am there for it. Millie Bobby Brown does a fantastic job, and I'm really appreciative that she's stepping out of the shadows of Stranger Things, and she's coming into her own as an actress. And I really think that this is a really interesting way for her to go. Another thing that I thought was good besides her performance and her character and the character's growth is Henry Cavill. Now, I'm not going to try to make this about Henry Cavill because I've seen that argument where you watch Supergirl, but people want to see Superman and Supergirl. No, I'm like, no, I like Enola Holmes as a character. But I did enjoy Henry Cavill's contribution to Sherlock Holmes, the screen time that he does get, the emotional weight that his character does bear. in this film, which was somewhat lacking in the first film, but I did enjoy the screen time between these two, while also him not taking away from her performance in her film. I thought it was actually a great addition. I love the mystery aspect. I love the detective aspect. And a lot of aspects it was fun. A lot of aspects it was action packed. So Enola Holmes 2, definitely 2 thumbs up. And if there is a third one, I would love to see it. Coming in at number 6, The Batman. Now, when this film dropped, I was pissed off, of course, because Ben Affleck wasn't going to be in the film, and it wasn't part of the DCEU. And to this day, I still say this film should just be part of the DCEU and be a prequel to, how Wonder Woman was a prequel to pretty much all the other films, and Wonder Woman 1984 is a prequel to all the other films. This should be a prequel, Batman's prequel to all of this, because Batman never really got a movie. But I have to give it to him. Robert Pattinson is definitely coming to his own since the days of Twilight. Really enjoyed him as Batman. The look, the feel of the character, the range of the character, did a fantastic job. The fantastic cast. Really enjoyed Zoe Kravitz, Colin Farrell. Just all the performances and the casting was just done really good. It was an interesting story. Love the detective element. We very rarely have gotten a Batman film where it's solely on the detective element. It's been more about the way it looks, the way the action is, but it's never been really about the detective element. And I think that they did a fantastic job with that in this film. Looking forward to more films in the Batman universe, which they're trying to build. Coming in, number 5, Vengeance. Now, I wasn't interested in watching this film, but I'm like, hey, that's the guy from The Office. Let me see what he's doing, because I haven't seen any of his other films or any of his other performances. But I got to say, this movie was really good. It really threw me for a ringer because of the direction that it did go, but it was actually really, really, really good. It was very thought-provoking, and I've been seeing a lot of really thought-provoking movies this year, and I thought this was a really good one. It had really interesting characters and really good performances. Really like the dialogue, and like I said, it's a very thought-provoking film. Really thought-provoking. So, Vengeance definitely was a good watch. Coming in at number 4, we have White Noise. And no, we're not talking about the film that came out with Michael Keaton. We're talking about a totally different film. This film was a bit of a hidden gem, because I'm like, this is not going to be a good movie. And then when it came, this definitely subverted expectations, because I thought it was going to be totally something different, and it just went in a totally different direction, which I would give it to them. They threw me for a loop, because by halfway through the movie, I'm like, what the hell is going on? But ultimately, the film is actually a really good film. I enjoyed it. I thought it was an interesting story, a bit of a interesting direction that it did take about halfway through the film. The characters are actually pretty good. The casting is actually pretty good. Adam Driver and Greta Gerwig did a really good job, especially Adam Driver. Since I've seen him in The Force Awakens and the Star Wars films, I have been keeping up with a lot of his filmography, and I think the man is a really good actor. So it's good seeing him just be a bit more diverse with a lot more of his roles. And 2 things that I thought that the film did really, really well was presentation and the dialogue. And both of those did a fantastic job of just giving thought-provoking moments to me, especially when it comes to death and everything. It was very interesting and very thought-provoking. Like I said, there's a lot of thought-provoking films that I've seen this year, and this movie definitely put it on the list. Now, guys, we're down to our top 3 films. Be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, and the notification button to get the best of what we got going on in this channel. And we'll definitely show you guys what our top 3. Yes, I did somewhat mess that up, but you know how that is. But anyways, yes, we're down to our top 3 films. Again, didn't see Top Gun Maverick, didn't see Avatar: Way of the Water, didn't see a whole bunch of films, but these are my personal top 3 of 2022. Let's get it. All right, coming in at number 3 is 2037. It's a Korean film Very interesting film. Very interesting film. I'm becoming very, very. Oh Lord, they go to freaking train. Sorry guys, never do YouTube and stay next to the train tracks. It's very inconvenient at times. But anyway, 2037 is a very fun film. It's very heartfelt. It's very deep in terms of the characters, the dialogue, the growth, the story itself. It does start off a bit dark, but when everything's said and done, the characters and the casting and performances are just fantastic. I was very shocked at just how good this film was. I like the fact that the characters are just so freaking memorable. This is one of the best films, and like I said, Korea's been doing a fantastic job knocking it out of the park with the films and the TV shows, and I'm just looking forward to more. Coming in at number two is Bullet Train. Now, I was very surprised about this. I am a huge Brad Pitt fan, and I'm glad that the man was actually is doing his thing. There's some of the best aspects of the film is the fact that it's really fun. There's a lot of really good action in it. The writing is actually really, really good. It's very pays a close attention to detail, and the performances and the characters are just on point. I like seeing Eric Taylor Johnson. He's one of my favorite actors. I like Brad Pitt. I can't remember the black guy's name. I thought he did a really good job, and even that girl that's in the film, I thought she did a really good job as well. Didn't like her other films that she was in this year, but I really enjoyed her in this movie. So Bullet Train was an unexpected gem. It does a really good job with the characters. I love films that have a diverse cast, but you're able to give all of the characters their time to shine, their motivations. They're perfectly acted. Well, not perfectly, but they acted really well. And they all feel like live living characters with good motivation. So Bullet Train definitely subverted my expectations. I thought it was a really good film and a really interesting story. And coming in at number one is Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. There's a lot that I like about the film. First, I like to say I really enjoyed the first film. It had a really interesting ideas, a very cool mystery aspect, good performances, and this film does the exact same. You got good performances, you got interesting characters that feel like they're believable characters with their own sets of motivations. I like the film. I think Daniel Craig completely kills as a detective. I love Daniel Craig as an actor, and this is definitely one of his best roles. But I have to give it to Janelle Monáe. She definitely killed it in this film. Definitely worth an Oscar. She definitely did a fantastic job. But it's the dialogue. The film is just a good-looking film. The set pieces are just amazing, and definitely the dialogue and writing are just on point. So, guys, those are my top 10 favorite films of 2022. In the comment section below, let me know, did you agree with my top 10, and what are your top 10? Be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, and that notification button to get the best of what we got going on. Definitely catch you guys later.